Thanks a lot for listening to our presentation here, you guys. I just want to paint a little picture here. I was on a road trip a couple months ago, and we decided to listen to the entire Taylor Swift discography, many, many hours of Taylor Swift. And so for months afterwards, my Spotify was recommending Taylor Swift and Taylor Swift copycats to me. Now, I like Taylor Swift, but I didn't want to listen to that much Taylor Swift. So in this age where everything you see on Amazon is personally recommended to you, and every Google search is tailored to your previous search history, we wanted to make basically an incognito tab for Spotify, so you can discover new songs without being influenced by what songs you had previously listened to. So we had a really, really great team here, a hand-picked elite squad of machine learning engineers, data engineers, front-end engineers, back-end engineers, UI engineers. And I do want to reiterate that for the majority of us, it was our first time working cross-functionally. So it was really amazing that we managed to put together in 4 days this app. And for most of us, it's one of the first apps we've ever put together. So you can create a profile, you can discover new music, you can create new playlists, and you can also visualize all these attributes of different songs that you can't do in the Spotify app itself. So I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Juun here to explain the front-end engineering part of it.
Yes, so basically, user will get to log in as the first page, and then I'm gonna log in. And also any user can create their account by just clicking this button. So sign up here, and I'm gonna log in for now. And as I logged in, so basically this website deals with a lot of endpoint with API and the hard work with by the backend. And as the front developer, I did a lot of extra calls via Redux, which means manage the state globally. And I believe that that will open many doors to add more features in future. And as logged in, there are going to be there are going to be songs displayed. I featured only 10 songs at a time. And then let's say if the user wants to search their song by the track name, and everybody loves Let It Go song. And I'm gonna see this song will pop up, and there will be 2 buttons for saving song and the similar songs. I would like to go with this feature first, and I'll let the data science explain what this graph means.
So one of the really cool things that Spotify is doing under the hood is that it assigns every song all these attributes that the user never actually sees. So every song gets a danceability score, an energy score, acousticness score. And one of the things we wanted to do with this app was to be able to visualize all of these different attributes that you actually can't see in the Spotify app itself. So it really allows the user to dive a little bit deeper into the music they like and the commonalities across all the different tracks. So this graph is actually averaging your 10 similar songs that just were auto-generated using our machine learning model. I'll let you explain our last feature here.
Yeah, and basically, before I go into the last feature, I would like to show this. As you know, there's like we say here are the 10 similar songs, and user can go into this and oh wow, there's a lot of songs that are actually have a similar vibe like Let It Go songs, and also there's more. You could actually save song, right? And you could actually dig more to see like in the similar song. So basically, a user can click it and see another list being populated on a 10 additional list. So people can explore more and have their own playlist, basically. And in the end, they can go and check their playlist, and there you go. There's a user's ultimate playlist, and they can customize through the delete button. And that's pretty much all. And thank you so much for your time to show up and listening to our product. If you have any questions, let us know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Team, go ahead, Jess, and take it away. Ask whatever questions you'd like.
Great. Well, first, thanks so much for sharing. This is really exciting. I'm definitely one of those people that will binge a certain artist or type of music and then be recommended only those things. So very cool. Wanted to ask the group, you mentioned the cross-functional piece with working with others. I just wanted to know, how did that process go? How did you overcome challenges? What are your tips for communication? And what are you taking forward to more cross-functional projects in the future?
Would you like to answer that, or do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, I can take a first stab at it. One big takeaway for me was just figuring out how things work across languages. So for example, yesterday, Juwoon and I were like trying to implement this plotly dash graph that I knew how to do in Python, and he knew how to make the JavaScript page, but we were just, yeah, trying to figure out how to make that work from both of our ends. So that was really cool for me personally to see how it all works from web side of things. And then I think we also had a really great project lead, Mikio, shout out to Mikio, who really made sure that everybody had a lot of communication and people had updates on what was going on.
And I'd like to add that. So although there are a lot of teams that might not understand what's going on, of course, that's difficult to communicate. But what I personally did, that I actually write every updates, whenever I merge to my branch, I actually posted on our Slack channel saying that update from front end, and this feature was being added or something like that. So then I heard the feedback from my PL and our teammates. They're saying that they really like the way that I communicate through showing the updates constantly.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, Mark.
Hey, thank you, and thank you, team. First, I love your brand. Brand is sometimes, at least half the battle off the starting gate. And DeepTunes with a big is it going to be DeepTunes with the exclamation point? I hope it is, because that's even better. And I love the sub brand statement. You are what you listen to. So on the marketing side, you already got me super interested in the app just based on that opening. Couple quick things, and just I didn't put this in my background when I introduced myself, but before I came here, I was at a company called Envision, which is one of the platforms for UX and UI design, along with a couple other tools. Envision and Figma are sort of the dominant players in the UX UI design space. So I've spent some time in a company thinking a lot about that. One of the things that jumped out at me was in terms of the app background, I generally find that a photo background can be distracting. So just in terms of more user testing, you might want to see what happens with your users in terms of whether or not the photo background works for them. But a lot of the other app flow, I think works quite well. I'm not saying I don't like the photo background, but oftentimes photo backgrounds can tend to be distracting for people in the app. The other thing I just want to know more about is you really got me interested with the machine learning data science characteristics graph that you showed. I want to know more about how your ML is listening to the songs and rating them, however. So could somebody maybe talk a little bit about what the intent is there?
Sure, I can speak to that as one of the data scientists. Yeah, basically the data set that we pulled from is from Spotify, and Spotify already has all of those attributes listed for each song. So one of our two of our machine learning engineers, Avery and Jacob, created this awesome radar graph. Here is what this is called. And it's just a way to visualize all these different attributes at once. And so you get these kind of cool shapes. And what this graph is actually doing is averaging all 10 of your songs to create this is kind of the profile of the song that you selected to generate from.
Is the Spotify public domain, is it API linkable without rights and fees associated?
Yeah, so we're actually not pulling from the live Spotify API right now. We're pulling from a data set just to make it easier to implement in 4 days. But it's definitely possible in the future to link into the Spotify API, and it has all those same attributes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you so much, Jess and Mark, for sharing your feedback and your comments. And thank you, team. Congratulations, 4 days to put this all together, and the amount of stuff that you're able to accomplish for the first time working for some of you in a cross-functional effort is amazing. So these are things that I want you to remember, these learnings, and carry them over into labs when I see you in a few weeks or a few months. So